I didn't know vision loss could steal my freedom. Hi, I'm Shima, the vision loss coach, and I help those with visual impairments deal with and adjust to the emotional part inside of our vision loss journey. And I've been doing this series talking about the things I didn't know would happen during vision loss. And this week I'm talking about I didn't know vision loss could take my freedom. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. Welcome back to my channel, Beyond the Blur with Shima, where I talk about all the things that impact and affect us emotionally through our vision loss journey. And today I'm going to be talking about the freedom that we may lose or feel that we have lost as a result of our vision loss. What does that look like? You know, First of all, let's take a step back and describe what freedom means. And you can do this with me. What does freedom mean to you? Freedom means my autonomy. Freedom may mean independence. Freedom means the ability to go and move about life freely as you want to, as you have always done. Freedom means to be able to choose your career, the job you want. Freedom means being able to choose where you live, who you live with, who lives with you. Oh, my nose. Something's in my nose. Freedom may mean, being able to drive, wherever you want, when you want to go, being able to, travel, at any point in time without any kind of resistance or obstacles in your way. So freedom may mean a lot. What does freedom mean to you? Think about that for a minute. And the things that I mentioned, and some things on your list, if you make a list of 10 things that vision loss has taken your freedom, how that has happened, some of your lists may look like mine, and some of yours may look very differently. But I am a person who enjoys a freedom, and freedom for me means stability. It also means freedom to, you know, do what I want to do when I want to do it and how I want to do it. And frankly, vision loss sometimes, affects that ability to do that, right? Of course, eventually we will adjust to life and things, but everyone doesn't always feel as if they can or will regain their freedom back. Like it seems like sometimes you'll always have someone that's with you, that your autonomy, your independence has just been stripped. And if you're just going off of just independence alone, then yes, vision loss may have impacted your freedom, right? And if you're feeling that way, if you're really struggling with the emotional adjustment to vision loss, and a lot of these things are impacting in a way that is affecting your mental health, I'm going to leave a link down there below because I also offer, one on one calls, mini sessions, full sessions, whatever you need. If you want to talk to someone one on one, not a therapist, because you might be in a different state, a different country, forbid, and being therapy will not work for you. So coaching you and using some of my therapeutic modalities as I do that. So anyway, I'll leave a link below and you can schedule a one-on-one session with me and let's talk about it. I have someone who, understands what you're going through and get it and can help you along the way. And so let's get back to it. So freedom, that is a big thing. And just because you adjust and you begin to adapt to things in your life, learning how to move about the world again, learning how to cook again, navigating your home, even still working or going back to work, it doesn't always mean that your freedom is back, right? Freedom is just all automatically come back. At least the feeling of freedom. Because some people feel like their freedom is gone forever. But what starts to get our freedom back is really building that confidence. Three things I want you to do. And the one thing is, we're going to start building our confidence back. We have to reclaim our confidence in our abilities to be independent, our abilities to work a job, the career that we desire to work. We have to build our confidence back in our ability to travel, our ability to go places if we desire to. No, we may not be able to do things like drive on our own anymore, but we can still take public modes of transportation. We can still hop in an Uber, a Lyft, and get to the places that we need to get to. There's other transportation, and guess what? Using someone, your family, your friends, a support system, neighbor in your community, it's not so bad when they help you do and get to where you have to get. Yes, sometimes waiting for people, for them to their schedules, or for them to say they're coming and don't show up. Whew, isn't that the worst? I know it is. But these are the still things, there's trials and obstacles in anything, whether we lost our vision or not. Life will still have obstacles and trials and tribulations, and people's schedules still will be the same, whether we were visually impaired or not. So, sometimes that's just life and things happen, circumstances. So, let's not blame everything on the vision loss because it'll have you stuck. Okay, so we're going to start to take small steps towards rebuilding our confidence, because confidence leads to independence, which leads to our freedom. Did you get that? Did you catch that? Confidence leads to our independence, which leads to our more freedom. Now, freedom doesn't come before confidence. Independence doesn't come before confidence, because frankly, if you don't have the confidence to do the things that you need to do, to go out in the world by yourself, to use your white king to navigate in stores and in places that you want to go to in order to be your tool that you need to get around to be independent, ergo have freedom, then you're never going to have independence and freedom because the confidence isn't there. So how are we going to build our confidence? You know, I'm going to leave another a free resource down below that helps you building our confidence. In my vision loss starter kit, which is a mini course, I talk about, it's a full video on talking about rebuilding our confidence, and you should click on that and check it out, because it's a three video mini course that goes through some things that you may want to that you go through in the beginning of vision loss, losing our confidence, gaining back control over our life, dealing with the emotional adjustment. In my vision loss starter course or starter kit, I talk about all three of those things in three separate videos, and it's self-paced. And I'll leave a free resource down there calls my fresh first steps, the first steps roadmap. And that's for those of you who are new to vision loss and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do next. My free resource, the First Steps Roadmap, it'll help you out with that. So, first of all, we have to begin to build our independence, our confidence in ourselves, in navigating the world, and take small steps. And what do I mean by that? No, I don't mean you go out tomorrow and book a trip, a flight, and with an Uber or Lyft, go to the hotel by yourself and everything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying navigate these areas with a trusted friend, trusted family member, support person first. So let's navigate going. Let's try something as simple as going to the grocery store by ourselves and walking around with our white king, maybe, or just with the person who's our human guide, because there's nothing wrong with it having a human guide. But also your white king can allow you to navigate the store or the mall or your favorite box store shopping alone, right? Or even something as simple as going to the doctor office alone, right? Or with a support person, but navigating back with a medical person to the office by yourself without that human guide. So start simple. Make sure you have a support person with you and start building that confidence. And even in your home, you're practicing. If you like going out to eat, start practicing at home what that looks like. If you're going to go to your favorite restaurant, know what the menu is, know what you want to order before you get there, so you don't have to fumble through asking someone to read you the menu or trying to figure out what you're going to eat. Figure it out before you go. And heaven forbid, listen, there's nothing more that builds your confidence is getting tools that help you. Okay? Because talking about freedom, we want our freedom back, our freedom to think freely, our freedom to move freely, our freedom to make decisions for our own life. You know, that's freedom. Freedom to get up, pack your stuff and go on a trip if you feel like it, alone or with someone, safely though. That's freedom. And if you want that freedom back, I named some free resources and also my vision loss starter kit that helps you start to move along that path towards freedom. And remember what I said earlier in the video, one of my frameworks, and I teach this in my one-on-one coaching and my group coaching, but confidence plus independence equals freedom. Now, I talked about getting confidence back, and let's talk a little bit about independence because moving through the world independently can be scary at first for a visually impaired person. It can be scary when you're not visually impaired, but as a visually impaired person, we had to learn how to navigate the world differently, how to experience the world differently without our complete vision. For some of us who still have limited vision, like me, or those of you who don't have any vision anymore, it can be scary learning to navigate that world. And even though we desire to be independent, you know, it the fact that we're visually impaired can make us think that we can't do it. We can't move about independently, and therefore we can't have our freedom anymore, which makes us sad and takes us into that emotional rut that we don't want to go into. So independence, there are tools that can help you be independent. I named a couple of them, the Lyft, Uber, transportation that gets you to where you got to go. Being not dependent but interdependent with your family member and friends who may go to the restaurant with you, who may go, take you shopping and to help you navigate and find little things. You don't need them to shop for you maybe, but they can help you shop, help you look at things. Tools like this, my meta glasses I have on. I use them when I'm shopping to help me, look at things I'm looking at, to help me get the prices. It can also navigate the room and tell me, oh, it's a store you're in. This is nice. I can ask it questions when I'm on live AI and say, hey, what's in front of me? Tell me it says something in my path. Can I walk freely? So tools, things like, here we go, my nifty magnifier, things like this, help us navigate life better. Having some earpieces that help you when you have your phone to help you move and navigate through the mall or through the city, let you know where you're going. Even though you may not be driving, you can still put the address and stuff on your Google Maps program or whatever maps program you use to let you know where you're going and how you're getting there. We're talking about freedom. So, I hope the things I've said today, talking about confidence and independence and our freedom, has been helpful for you today. Next week, I'm going to be doing another part of my series called I Didn't Know. And I think next week I'm going to be talking about I didn't know vision loss would impact my mental health. So join me back here next week for another I Didn't Know moment with Sheila. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to push the subscribe button and the like button so you know when I post my videos. You can get it right up here. And don't forget about those. Sign up for a free coaching call with me. Not a free coaching call, but sign up for my free resources. And also, schedule a phone call with me if you want to talk to someone and about what you're going through and you just need some guidance and direction. It could be a mini session or a full session of 1 hour. Okay? Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Toodles.